Monday, Sunday, I do it good, but suckers hate me for it like a Monday. All we know is gunplay, so you know that we rolling. I'm dangerous, Larry Bird from the wing, don't leave me open. Black paint with the interior just to match it. Set a goal, don't punter on it, you better grab it. Flow sharp, yeah, my flow sharp, just like a cactus. It ain't hip hop if you ain't mentioning street tactics. Fall back before you get your wig split. Where I'm from, we some gorillas. Pull out banana clips, y'all only here for the moment. No, never lasting. I burn rappers, treat them like toilets, pee on their ashes. Do it better than legends. I do it better than legends. Sometimes I see you putting the effort. You want me as your man, I'm like, give me a second. Give me a second. Give me a second. Ain't nothing changed but the name, I'm still the same. Real talk, I'm at the top of my game. Doing my thing, huh? Doing my thing, huh? Doing my thing, huh? Ain't nothing changed but the name, I'm still the same. Real talk, I'm at the top of my game. Doing my thing, huh? First off, let me shout out Crete, cause he the one that gave me tactics when it comes to these streets. I'm authentic, rap game, I be his magician. All balls, I go hard, I've been on a mission. Can't take heat, then why the heck you be in the kitchen? Got beef that better come with some biscuits. You talking mad slick like you got it, but you don't even got it. Flow clean, so clean, I make it look spotless. Four door, open doors, that's 44s in the making. So hot I burn Satan, I think my haters keep hating. Ride around the city, I'm trying to get on my grizzly. Been busy, never envy, I treat your girl like a frisbee. Do it better than legends.
Okay. I hope y'all can hear me now. Small technical difficulties, but we making it happen. Where's my cuzzo? All right, cuz, hold on. I just had technical difficulties. Let me put the link up real quick for cuzzo. All right, hold up 1 second. There you go, cuzzy. The link is up. All right, shout out to Pokey Sue in the building. I think Pokey Sue was first. Shout out to Miss Christina in the building. Shout out to Miss Leslie. Shout out to Miss Marla. We're gonna get this thing popping off tonight. And my thing is, it's gonna be like this tonight. Hold on 1 second. Here's how we're gonna do it tonight, right? All right, tonight we're actually gonna do it like this. It's a Fire Off Friday, but we're gonna create our own topics. But then on the same note, if y'all have like we question and answer, that's how we're gonna do tonight. But we're gonna put a little bit of topic in there as well. So let's get this thing started. Where my cousin at? Just sent the link for her. We'll send the link again for everyone else to pop in. We're gonna just get the show started first. Thank you so much, Miss Leslie. Let me see. Street Tigers. Shout out to my brother Nate from upstate in the building. Good to see you, Nate. Pokey Sue said Christina's gonna be good tonight. All right. She said, yes, I am. All right. That's cool, Miss Christina. All right. So tonight, I'm waiting for Cuzzy pop in, y'all. And, you guys will be welcome to come in as well here in a little bit. We're just trying to get things started. So tonight, what we're going to be doing here is keep it kind of wild. All right. And we're going to make sure that we ask some questions and stuff like that. Hold on 1 second. Hey, my cousin right there. All head is up. Hello, cousin. I'm sorry. Let's see if we can hear you. You there, cousin?
Hello.
Okay, yeah, we can hear you. How you doing today? How you doing this evening?
At 11:41 p.m.
Ooh, cuz it's all me. Boy, I tell you, the itis is real. I know we're gonna do that. Yeah, I tried to match my hat a little bit and shirt a little bit. You know what I mean? The lighting is making it a little different, but it does match pretty close. It's just shining more on my hat and then not bringing out the other little brown, but it's okay. Cuz, how was your week?
Very busy. Very good. I went to a 2 days women's conference. That was really great.
Okay. All right. For for you to bring it up, it must have been successful, and I love to hear situations go in a successful way. I really do.
Mhm.
So
Right.
hold on. Okay, Cuzzy, you had dropped, but you're back on though. All right. No, I don't have brown pants on either. Okay, so cuz now
Yeah.
since you're already here, can we please start off with your
Mm.
mental health check, please?
Allergies. Greetings and salutations, everyone. Welcome to another Street Tactics Conversations and Crete Relationship Podcast with me, my fabulous self, Sweet Mama G. Thank you, whoever said hello, everybody. Good evening, and hey to my cousin, looking like a light brown Reese cup, but that's all right. We're going to get it going for the Easter Bunny, Easter egg colors. But all right. How would you like to say your day was or your week was? We want to know your mental health check from 1 through 5, 5 being the best, and 1 being down to you need self-care and support. We don't give ourselves zeros because there's always something to smile and to be grateful for. So drop your numbers and your why. We want to know your why for your number. We being nosy. So tell us how you feel. Now, Crease, you look like an early Easter candy wrapper. How are you feeling today?
Cuz I'm feeling great despite tariffs are coming and it's going to hurt business. But you know what? You got to keep it going. You got to find a way. You know what I'm saying? You got to find a way. If there's a will, remember that old schooling? I mean, that old saying, if there's a will, what is it, cuz?
There's a way. It may not be my way, but it's going to be a way.
Exactly. And that's how I'm feeling these days. So I appreciate it. So I'm going to give myself a 5 on that. Miss Christina says she's a 5.
But see, she don't follow directions, so I wouldn't read hers. I said, tell me what your number is. You took too long. You do the number and you tell. So that's how I got to teach you like my children. Come on. I got all day. We don't need no slow people. We need you to get it going. Hey, Tiff Trey. She's a 5. God is with me. Amen. Ow.
Yep. Shout out to Tiff Trey. Great to see you, Tiff Trey, for coming in. Hold on 1 second, and I'm gonna read the other. Well, you want to go ahead and read Miss Christine?
Nate from Upstate, word up 5. Tell us. Don't tell me the word up. This is not the magazine. Tell me why you're a 5, Nate from Upstate. Hey, Shimmy. Miss Leslie, I'm a 5. I spent the day by myself, and it was peaceful. Girl, them by yourself times be real peaceful. Your 5-finger discount on each hand, depending on which one you use. You might be ambidextrous.
Okay.
Poke Sue, I'm about a 3 to 4.
And got some family.
Okay, I was like, wait a minute. I was like, no, I got some family stuff that's unpleasant, but you guys will help. Okay, Pelkey, we're gonna increase and please release. Thank you so much. Christina said I'm almost 20 weeks, and I got in both my college classes. Oh, well, congratulations on education. That's all we're going to say.
Hey, good. They got
H, all right. Jimmy, what's up, shorty?
Shim dog in the house.
How you feel? We doing a mental health check with your Batman. Batman.
Yeah. Yeah. So you know,
you're Batman.
How you looking, Shim dog, on your mental health, huh?
Probably about 4.
Okay. Why you're 4, Shimmy, now?
In about 12 minutes, it'll be a 5.
Oh, listen.
Okay.
Clap it up. All right.
We know what it is then. Miss Christina said Leslie was in front of the mirror.
Ain't nothing wrong with that. I use a little mirror from time to time. Wish I could get one on the ceiling, but that's for another time on another house.
All righty then. It's a Reese cup Batman.
You ain't never lying. Help me, y'all.
Here's how we're gonna do it tonight, right? Remember, at any given
you ask
time,
me how I was feeling.
Oh, I'm sorry, cuz my bad. I could have swore I did.
You might have. We elderly. I forgot my allergies popping off. Well, I'm a 5. I had a good week, busy week, exciting week. Like I said, I went to a women's in education leadership conference. It was awesome. I had some dynamic women speaking. It was no man bashing, but it was a lot of progression. I talk about who you gonna have at your table, meaning like who you're gonna have in your circle of influence to keep you motivated. You need to find yourself a mentor. You need to mentor someone who can sponsor you, meaning like sponsor you into the next level of greatness with their wisdom and knowledge. We also talked about the sphere of influence, you being a sphere of influence to someone else, making sure that whatever you want your light to shine, make sure you shine and shine it on others as well. Just a lot of little nuggets I'm going to take back because to both my staff, I had different staff on different career paths, but I do mentoring now. I'm mentoring this one girl getting her doctorate, so I'm doing her practicum. She needs motivation. She got 2 kids under 5. I said, girl, I couldn't do my doctorate with no kids under 5. That life is crazy. My son was an adult. But just to motivate people, they did like word, they call it songs of life. Certain things in your life, they equate to a song. So they were talking about, building your finances to the point where you don't have to go to work. You go to work because you want to, or you go make income. So they use a metaphor for your what you want to say, like to motivate you. Remember Dolly Parton, 9 to 5.
Mm-hmm.
Some of us who 50 plus, we looking at our season. They did Living Life Like It's Golden by Jill Scott. Then they talk about us as women pulling each other up in education. We are still in the old boys network. They want to try, to boost up for old women, old girl network, something different to mentor. And they used We Are Family. So they did the Soul Train line. Sweet Mama got up there with my knee, but I got up there. So they had something called revival, spreading joy to yourself. A lot of people go through a lot of mental health and a lot of anguish in these seasons. And if you know somebody like that, either refer them to a professional or try to be there to talk to them. So it was great motivation. So I just want to sprinkle my little cute, sweet mama, cute dust on y'all for the day as a nuggets for inspiration.
Well, you know what, cuz I really appreciate you letting us know about that. And I was really appreciate to hear that there was no man bashing in there.
No.
That was very appreciative. You know what I'm saying?
Well, let me see.
And yeah, go ahead, think on it. Because I know
because a lot of women did give kudos to that if they had one, their significant others for holding it down. And, because a lot of them were superintendents of school districts, how that's a pressure job. And, one lady had her daughter who's pregnant and, it was just, she wasn't like a young person, but saying how she's having her legacy, building your legacy. That's what it was basically about, building your legacy as a woman professional, not just professionally, but what would they say about you if you should pass on? What would they put on your tombstone? So just building your legacy of sphere of influence and positivity. With people, they were talking about, we got 4 years of noise that's going to happen, getting beyond the noise, getting behind, beyond all the other foolishness. So I appreciate that, getting behind the noise.
it sounds like it was, like I said, very successful, and that's good. And you sound excited about it.
Yeah, so I'm going next year. I won a prize. I did win a prize. It was wine. I gave it to a girl that became my team partner. So we kind of traveled to the different sessions together, break out, ate lunch, because it was group of us. But we kind of clicked some things with us that happened in our past as far as being women. She's still raising little kids with mine as an adult. But just, meeting and networking with people. That's why I go to conferences to network. I'm a person that sit in my own silo or to myself a lot of times, but I'm watching people. It's not like that I'm quiet, because I'm not.
Now, it was
to, get out here and network and meet people in positive places. I ain't saying no foolishness.
Mm-hmm. Now, cuz it was something that you mentioned, and it's funny because I was just talking to someone at the store. Was it yesterday? Could have been yesterday, right? And it was something that we had already talked about, right? You was talking about mentoring. Do you remember that we were supposed to have been doing a mentoring podcast? You remember that?
No, I'm elderly. Probably not.
Because it was like in the early stages.
What year is this? 3? Crete.
Not the stages of your dementia. I'm talking about the stages of the show.
That's what I'm saying. That was like 3 years ago. April will be 3 years. Happy pre-birthday, Shimmy.
Yeah, Shim Dog. We got just a couple more minutes, and it's Shim Dog time. So here's my thing. That's a show that we're going to do, because we're going to do like maybe a 15, 20 minutes of some mentoring. I think, you know what I'm saying, Shim Dog? You down? I think that we should come in and help like the young ones coming up, you know, youth.
Let me say this.
Go ahead, cuz.
To mentor people, they have to be open.
You saying the one to
people have to be open. I'm a youth advisor. A lot of them children are there because their parents are making them. So they make our sessions hell. Because they don't want to be there. They're only there because their parents are making them be there. If you don't want to be mentored, and everybody's not receptive to that, that's fine. I have a young lady that works for me in one of my other programs. She owns a salon. And I was telling her, oh, I got some nice quotes for you. I got you some pens. I don't need not one more pen in my life. I got you some little trinkets and little stuff. She likes stuff like that when I bring it to her. And she's appreciative. She want to grow. She want to learn. Some people don't want to grow and learn. They want to stay sediment in foolishness. I don't mind mentoring, but it can't be of the foolishness. We ain't got time for foolishness. Listen,
we're gonna make it happen, cuz we're gonna show some love. And then lastly, at that wonderful convention that you just spoke with us about, by any chance, any of the ladies there,
I said midget, I swear,
4'5" and under.
Yes. Oh, no, 4'5". No, maybe 4'11". I'm sorry. 4'11". I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. One of my presenters, I know she was 4'11".
Okay.
She did an awesome project about telling about your life story. I drew a tree and all the things that happened from pre-birth to now. It was real. And then people got up and a lot of awesome. I don't say I didn't know. I know, but then when you go to conference and people tell their story, how much trauma people have and how it still makes people, almost tear up, and then menopause make me tear. But so much people that have gone through trauma or adversity as a child. We had one lady talking about living in the Appalachian Mountains, and nobody thought she would be a superintendent of a school district now. And she retired.
Was she white or black?
She was white. She was a white. Well, probably Native American.
Okay.
But we can't always tell.
I just asked because I was because of a sister taught me, I'm going to Appalachian.
No, she's probably Native American. We had a lot of them from Appalachian Mountain area that became, and they say they became something or nothing, how their grandparents couldn't read. They used to have to help them at the store. It was a lot of great stories. And I encourage people, if you can go to a conference or a workshop, they used to have for sisters on. I know that was kind of focused on Black women, but find something that you are interested in, start reading into it, feeding into it. This is a program that's been around, I think they said 26 years. This was my first year at the conference, and I will be going back next year. Lord willing, the creek don't rise, and it's worth the money that was paid for it. Sometimes the memories and experiences you get outweigh the dollar.
Okay. Now, okay, so Nate from Upstate said that happy birthday.
Happy birthday, Pisces Shimmy. That's why you got all the emotion. No, I'm emotional anyway, child.
So, and so we want to thank everybody who is participating in the comment chat section. We appreciate that. Keep it going.
Happy birthday, Shimmy. Happy birthday, Shimmy. All right.
Dog in the building.
I gave you some love, Shimmy.
So now here's what we're gonna do, everybody. We're leaving the room open, but we're gonna start off with this, cuz. And Shim Dog, have you ever thought about having, or do you think choices is needed in relationships?
Yes.
What type of choices do you think are needed in relationships?
Depending on what the relationship is. Am I going to choose to keep you a side piece? Am I going to choose to make you a long-term companion? Am I going to choose what level of situationship are we going to be? There are many choices.
Okay. Shem Dog, how about you with the choices in a relationship?
Based on what? Choices from what?
It could be based on anything. Just think relationship and what first choices pop in your mind that you would have for yourself or the mate.
Choices. I mean, it's like choices in a relationship, or whether you by yourself, is like a heartbeat. You need to have choices. You need to have options. That's a must. Nobody wants to feel strapped, caged, one dimensional. Nobody wants to feel overwhelmed with the same mundane behavior or diet or regimen or whatever. Yeah, choices are essential to a relationship.
Okay. All right, Miss Marla said, hopefully you have a great story to tell next Friday after your birthday, Shem Dog. See, we like your stories that you would come with. You have to get the stories back up, Shem Dog. So, okay. So I hear you on that. Now, let's go here. It involves selecting one option and leaving others behind, letting go of possibilities. Now, I would highly say, like a lot of times that I mentioned this as well, that a lot of times if you have if you see potential in someone, right? It's totally up to you if you want to try to bring out the potential of that person. Or I think to just take the person as they are instead of trying to bring out the potential. Because that's who they are right there. Don't think about potential. I mean, have you ever seen somebody say, well, this house has potential?
Mm-hmm.
And it been a cost them, they went broke trying to get the potential out of the house.
Mm-hmm.
With all the investing and everything. So same thing with relationships. I mean, unfortunately, a lot of us do that, and we need to wake ourselves up from that. Now, also, choices affect how a relationship evolves and if it will end. Every day we make decisions in a relationship. So do we think that uh, choices could be an everyday revolving thing in relationships? Or do you have certain things that happen in a relationship or happen with a person, whether it's the man or the woman, that you say, well, I'm gonna give it to next week and see how, and I'll make a choice then?
You have a lot of people you hear say they got one more time. They got one more time.
Yeah.
They got one more time, and it'd be 30 more times, and you still there.
Right.
They got Shammy. No, we're not gonna give it one more time. We're not.
Hey, sweet mama, like you said, sweet mama, I'm just going by what you say, sweet mama. I chose her, so I chose to leave. I had the choice to leave because I picked her. So I had to. You see how I wrapped that up with both of y'all last week? You were saying, Jimmy, you always talking about some, you picked them, you picked them. Now he's saying choices. So all that 30 times, you got one more time, 50 times. No, you're an adult. When I made a selection, I was based on elite performance and behavior. And guess what? If I want to see it. I don't want to hear it. And if I don't see it, I'm ghost. I'm gone. There's no other chance. And I have the choice to walk away, even though I picked them.
Okay, go ahead, Shem. Hey, listen, it's your world. It's your birthday. Just for the day. Now next Friday, you back on the ledge again.
Right. And then you know what? Tiff Trey is the first one to say happy birthday to you on your birthday.
Happy birthday, happy birthday, happy birthday.
That's dope. So now when to have dinner, how to handle anger, whether to move to a new city. Are they choices? that can be dealt with?
Dealt with? I mean,
well, not so much dealt with, but choices. Well, yeah, to be dealt with to make decisions on.
Dinner. I mean, that could be a choice. Some places, some households are rigid. I gotta eat by 6 because I can't eat after 6. I don't want this time. We gotta be to bed this time because both of us this time. I've lived in a rigid household being married. Very rigid. Very rigid. So I've learned to be rigid on myself. Like I'm a time person. I give myself a little window. All my clocks is 15 minutes ahead. Not that I'm a person that runs late. It's just I want to have that space for error. In case I get the bubble gum early in the morning, I took too many vitamins. The body like, no, ma'am. Take a couple minutes, get your life together. So you want to have space. Some people make their life so rigid to the point where you can cause your body and your mind damage.
Okay.
You run into pleas or because you're scared of the consequences if you don't do. That's a lifetime of not only physical but mental because it becomes a routine. So you take that next routine to your next relationship and expect that next person to deal with the choices you make from you being conditioned. It's like being in the military. You conditioned to get up, take them 3-minute showers. So you conditioned. It's just like being in prison. You're conditioned. It's the same thing. Prison, relationships, military, they all run the same. There's something of someone controlling your level of activity. And a lot of times it's not a choice. It's an active response to someone else's commands, not necessarily a choice.
Well, Miss Leslie here said choices keep things spicy.
It depends.
It depends, you said. Like what is it? What makes it a dependency?
Say I have a husband, he want to screw me every night, but that's not what I want to do. Let's say potential. I ain't talking about old. I gotta tell y'all my real name. Old sweet mama. I'm talking about young sweet mama trying to get me pregnant. That was them things back in the day when I became single. Trying to get me pregnant. Just trying to give choices I don't want because that's gonna be a lifetime of bondage. Having kids with people is bondage. You are forever connected with people. You may not talk to them or see them, but you still have that connection. You can still have that connection to trauma, that connection to, most of the time people don't have good memories of people. Most of the things that's going to come up first is the bad stuff. We never come out and pop out saying, oh, but we did this. This was the happy. We always start with the negative, and then we say, well, I guess in between we had some happy moments. We never come with the positive first. It's always the negative to us, our perception, not their perception of negative, but everything is about our perception.
Okay. So, what are the 6 qualities of a positive relationship? What can you pull out off of that cuz?
You know what? When you talk to people, like I said, we're very observant. I think Shim is kind of very observant of people. My cousin definitely observant. He don't talk. I think we're very critical once we get to a certain age. Critical of conversations that we have with people. We watch, we let them talk because we want to hear their point and what they're bringing off. So we're very observant of people. We don't always become opinionated outwardly, verbally, but in our mind, we thinking, interesting.
But cuz you said we come very opinionated, and you talking about man and woman at that age, right?
Individuals. I said us 3. I didn't talk about nobody. I said us. And okay. I think a lot of time that came with wisdom. A lot of time we had to let some folk go for whatever. We were jokingly talking about what's that snake man I call whatever. We don't know what to talk about. We've let people go out of. Listen, let's go back to podcasts. We had the first Miss Leslie. She went on by the wayside. Mark, you got rid of him. Darren keeps turning up here and there. Who else we had on there? Couple other folk here and there sprinkly dinks. The lady with the smoothie shop that tried to date me in Crete, you know. So you have to block some folks sometime. You got to just change. But I think and I've even seen the growth in us over the podcast. We have grown because of the conversations we had, the people we've met. So not saying we've changed our opinions, but I think we can expand on our conversations, and they sound a little differently than they did in the beginning. You know, a lot of us don't like foolishness. Nate from upstate, salute. You definitely don't like no foolishness. He the first one to trigger in on the foolishness. But the three of us on the screen has learned to ignore it because it's stupid at this point. We tired. We don't have any energy for, and it's not men, it's typically the women battling over here for stupid stuff. So we kind of ignore. We kind of just move on with life choices.
I agree. Now, and that was a good example of what I'm, what I was asking, and then the way you went through the times, and the maturity of the show and us, So also, here that we wanted to lay down like pinpoint 6 different things here. We have experts that identified some of these things here, and and these are keys to a healthy relationship, and that will be including empathy, trust, respect, compromise, laughter, and communication. Are they important in relationships?
And what do they call the 6 what?
6 qualities of a positive relationship.
Do the 6 again by name.
Empathy, trust, respect, compromise, and laughter.
That's 5. Wait a minute,
communication.
Okay, so wait a minute. Okay. Yeah.
Are they in order or they just the 6? I can put them all in order for you.
Okay, go ahead. Meanwhile, Miss Leslie said, I have definitely grown from this show in a good way. We appreciate you saying that, Miss Leslie. Thank you. And that's what we try to do. We try to get good conversations, and we learn something, and we also share things. And this will put you all over the place, but we want you to be ending up in a good place. Go ahead, Cub.
What
Oh, no, that was Shim Dog.
I was like, what I do?
Go ahead, Shim Dog.
All right. So first, I'm gonna go with respect. Nowadays, people don't want to show you respect, no matter who you are, unless you feeding them, clothing them, buying them something, begging them. Respect is number 1. Then it's gonna be communication. That's number 2. Then it's gonna be empathy. That's number 3. Then it's gonna be laughter. That's 4. Then it's gonna be compromise. That's 5. And it's gonna be the last one. Communication.
Okay. Appreciate you putting that in the lineup. You nipped that one in the bud right there. So and it also says chief among them is communication. Says Stephanie Newman. And that was something from them.
You know the reason why I put communication last?
Why's that?
Because I can read your body language. Have with me, read your mind.
Okay. All right. How to be an adult in a relationship. There are 5 keys. There are 5 key elements that all healthy relationships need. I'm going to go with, and you know what?
Away. Exit now.
If I could, can we figure out the 5? And I'm going to ask between everybody in the comment section. And Leslie said communication is number 1. I'm going to ask in the comment section, and I'm asking here on the panel to give 5 of the relationship choices. Not choices, but 5 of the key elements that all healthy relationships need. What's important? And hold on one second. Let me put up. I'm gonna put up a link for those to come on to partake in this. Please come on with really partaking into the show, please. What would be key relationship elements in there? And we're gonna run this. I can't, I'm looking at it, but I'm asking you guys. Let me start it off. Being attentive. What else would you guys like to have in a relationship? And I just put the link up in the comment section for you guys to come on. So if a person is being attentive to you guys, is that appreciative in a relationship?
Yes.
Okay. Does your mate need to pay attention?
I don't want you in my face while I'm taking the poop. No, but have some level of attention.
Right.
And I'm going to give them their space too. It's giving attention. Like, okay, right now it's March Madness. I don't know about y'all. It's Big Ten time for me. Leave me alone on certain times, or if I'm doing my schoolwork, and you know I'm very intensive about doing my schoolwork. Don't come messing with me and all that stuff. I'm trying to concentrate and focus. There's a time and a place. You know, I'm going to give you your attention a little later or in between breaks. But if I know something you want to focus on or enjoy, I'm not going to interrupt. And now unless something happens, judgmental, like you see a snake or something going on, you know, something you need help with, something, I ain't going to say, well, get them can of pork and beans or the type. No, I'm talking about something serious, especially if I know you are engulfed in something or trying to fix one of y'all toys or your dirt bikes, whatever y'all doing, mixing your music. Because I gave my husband his time. He had a room upstairs where he had the mixing equipment.
He was DJing too, cuz?
Fake.
That he got me a fake DJ fake. Wow.
He was fake. He didn't want to progress on. You know how some people got a craft but then don't want to hone in on your craft.
Right.
Like he lived 10 doors up, fool. Why you ain't talking to him? But you know him.
Who was it?
Mark Henry.
Oh, I ain't hear that name in so long. I ain't hear that name in so long. What's up, Miss Leslie? Thanks for joining the show.
Hello. Thank you. Hi, Shimmy. Happy birthday.
Thanks, Leslie.
All right, and I want to say hello to my baby sis. Hey, baby sis, how you doing? Good to see you. Yep. So, now, okay. So, along with that, let me just run through it. Okay. Hold on. Wait a minute. Oh. Now we want to say, what are the positive relationship choices? Taking the time to be together, to go through your day, to cuddle, to have sex, to laugh together, and to cry together are choices that will do your relationship good. If you continue to focus on everything that is still on your to-dos list, you will grow apart. Now, here's the thing. Do y'all want y'all guy to cry with y'all too?
We cry together. Oh man, who used to sing that song?
OJ's.
Okay. I can't remember the name.
So y'all want y'all guy to sit there and cry?
No, not at all. No.
He'd be like, "You finished?" Because I'm
finished. If that takes for me, I'll be crying every 2 seconds. I could watch a commercial and be crying. So no.
Nate from Upstate said, I would want to have a stable foundation in a relationship. Yes.
I want stable foundations in all my relationships, not just my sexual relationships, but my work relationships that I choose to deal with, you know, in your platonic relationship, business relationships. I want to have sound foundations, and I think we don't as people. We just go with the flow. We the go with flow type people, and I think a lot of times that wastes your time because you go to flow like I could have been doing something. I said I could have had a V8. You know what I'm saying? So we need to look more time. We don't have a lot of time on this earth, and as I go to different motivational things, I'm like, yeah, I don't have time. I got to focus on what I need to focus on. If I can participate, I'll participate. If I can, I can't. But I think we've learned to overstep too much and partake of things we don't necessarily want to be involved in to make other people happy. We have not been partaking of things to make ourselves happy, to make ourselves stable. A lot of us not stable alone. So dang a relationship, you ain't even stable on your own.
Well, cuz you know what, I'm glad you said that because I was about to, I don't believe in stability. You know what I'm saying?
Remember you saying that?
Yes.
No
So,
You don't
relationship
believe in stability?
stable.
huh?
You don't believe in stability?
No.
Absolutely not.
My cousin used to say that all the time, especially in relationships. There's no stable relationship.
Yeah, I
There's
mean,
no guarantee. You must have see the early podcast.
yeah, because see, here's the thing. Okay. I used to say that as a younger kid. I used to say that. I used to say there's no such thing as stability. I remember at a time when I can almost feel like I was being, I was younger then, and this was another saga, but not through my family. It was through another situation where uh, someone used to be talking about, oh, you got to be like stable. I was
Stable.
always an independent, self-motivated entrepreneur type of person. Me getting a 9 to 5, I only had 2 jobs in my life, right? So, but with that lifestyle of the way that I was living, and then this person trying to almost guilt the way that I, on the sideline, like, there ain't no stability or whatever, right? So now, back then when I was younger, when I was thinking that way, people really would have been looking at me crazy, right? But now, don't forget, we had that little thing come through. What I always say, cuz, called COVID,
Yeah.
COVID-19, and that showed you all the instability that you needed to see. Something that simple. So that's why you don't. That showed it for me. Shout out to 222 on Tuesday. Say what's up, guys. Hey, thank you so much for coming through. We appreciate your presence. Nate from Upstate said, I would want have a stable foundation and in any relationship. I think I've read that one already. But so I mean, and we could go a lot. That's just like back then, if you go back to the 80s and 90s and stuff like that, you used to see some of these guys, man, I've been at my job for 25 years. And first thing we'll say, oh, you ain't going nowhere. Because we was like, oh, they're gonna keep him. He's been there a long time. Even those guys are gone now, and they got traded by little young kids that are very unfamiliar of whatever job that they're doing. You know what I'm saying? So there's no such thing as stability, and we can keep on and on now because it's more believable for me to explain that to people now versus when I was younger. 222 on a Tuesday. So I saw this story on the news on the subway that a few dudes were having rap battles, 2 versus 2s. Okay. I'm sure that was dope. We actually going to have the music. Actually, we're going to have a quick music show on Sunday. I have an interview with an artist. So whoever wants to pop in can check that out on Sunday at 8 p.m. Now, so back to what we were talking about. Like I said, I mean, I don't know about all that crying together. You know what I'm saying? What you think about that, Shim Dog? Have you ever
The
cried?
crying, nah. It shouldn't be no crying.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know. I don't know many women that will be crying.
Yeah, it depends on what it is because a lot of women are emotional, or actually every woman is emotional. But, it's sorry for them to cry or whatever. But the dude getting in there crying with them, I mean, I'm not saying that can't happen. It depends on what happens or whatever. But that's not likely a lot of times. So let's go to what are 8 important things in a relationship, which is kind of similar. And it says open communication, loyalty, honesty, understanding, kindness, compassion, trust, emotional vulnerability, and willing to forgive or are some of the most important things that keep a relationship afloat. Now, do you have a problem forgiving, cuz?
Yeah,
You do. Okay.
sometimes.
What would be the thing that would be hard for you to forgive?
Um, Not saying that I wouldn't, but it depends on what it is and yeah, what it is and how much time has passed. So it just like I said, it just depends.
What would be the deal breaker for you, Miss Leslie? For you, it make it hard for you to forgive.
I might forgive like the first time, but like if it happens over and over, then that makes it kind of hard.
But what would those things be? Like if he stole
Like
somebody's
cheating.
crayons and stuff? Oh, cheating.
Yeah, that'd be a big one.
You said you'll forgive the first time, but the second time makes it tougher.
Yeah, I mean, what's that saying? Fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on me.
What about you, Shim Dog?
I don't forgive.
You don't?
No.
Okay. So tell me what you would like. Okay, if this happened, you ain't so like if let's say so you ain't forgive the girl about the shower.
She one thing about it, I did forgive her only because she had opportunity after that to make it up and build enough equity into the relationship where I could move on from it. Because I did take her through some changes too. So, of course, yeah. So, yeah, I forgave her for that. But I mean, it's not much I'm gonna forgive for, because at the end of the day, even the shower situation was, you know what you're doing, you're gonna do it anyway, you're gonna do what you want to do, and then what? See, the reason I don't forgive because, and I'm not trying to be a tough guy, some hard ass like against women because Shimmy hates women. No, the reason I don't forgive because it's easier to apologize than to say, I'm not gonna do that bad thing. It's like I'll just disrespect him. I'll just fuck up. I'll do whatever. Then I'll just apologize for it later. No, don't do it. Don't have to apologize. Don't do wrong. And that's what people do. A lot of people in relationships, they'll cut up, they'll show their ass, and then they'll say, I apologize. No, that wasn't good enough. You didn't have to do the mess up in the first place.
We are all human. We all make mistakes.
So for the
No, no,
rest,
no, 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 no. Cheating ain't no mistake. Still, cheating ain't no mistake. Breaking somebody's phone is not a mistake. Stealing is not a mistake. Disrespect is not a mistake. Mistakes are, I dropped a whole gallon of milk on the floor. I forgot the tomatoes at the grocery store or something like that. I'm talking about all damn near malice intent. I'm talking about something that was purposely done to that you know that the other person would be opposed to. You know what you're doing.
Well, I
so
agree with that. I
again,
mean,
we can safely say, don't mess around with DJ Shout. I mean Shimmy about the shower. Yeah, he don't play no games. Um, okay, so how do you now how would you guys feel about kids treating their parents? How do kids treat their parents? And I know this is off the record. Kids treating their parents is that something to go that y'all should take serious? So, say for instance, if you get in a relationship, right? And if and I'm gonna speak from a man's perspective, Shimmy, and in her young kids are disrespectful. What how would you feel about that? Shout out to Piff Penny. What's going on, my brother? Good to see you.
If her young kids were what?
Disrespectful to her.
To me or her?
No, to your mate.
Well, any kid. It doesn't matter if it was my child or her child. I mean, I wouldn't tolerate that.
Right.
That's unacceptable. A child should stay in a child's place. Children, they, you can bring a child up the right way. They know right from wrong, and then they go around these classmates. They get around these playground friends, and they just act a fool and come home and bring that mess home, and they know better. And so I don't have no mercy when it comes to the children either, because parents these days, they will die for their kids. They will fight for their kids. They will buy their kids anything. Oh, I'm picking my child up from the charter school academy. I'm going the distance for my child. Don't say nothing to my child. And the child don't appreciate it because the child will turn around and do something crazy.
Okay. And it was funny because that was something that I had there, and I didn't really mean to read that, but on the same note, that does need to be paid attention to, because I have noticed a lot of kids, parents are working so much these days, and which in turns make it more harder to parent, and sometimes these kids are just off the chain, and they need some talking to. Hey, what's right and wrong? And you shouldn't talk, especially to your mother like that, or your father. But usually the father would nip it in the bud quick. But it needs to be nipped in the bud, by the father for the mother too, because the kid should not. You got to teach him early. He or she can't go talking to adults like that. You know what I'm saying? So, but
What
that
if
was, huh?
I'm sorry, what if it's a step parent?
Same thing. I mean, we talking about children respecting adults. You know what I'm saying? Um, Now, and this is funny because the way I did this, it kind of just jumped to that. But anyway, now why? Give me 3 reasons why adult children may treat their parents bad. And cause I know you can give us some good insight on that.
A lot of times trauma, um, sphere of influence. You could have, let's say, you're a middle child, you have an older sibling, they acted like an ass, and so you decide you're gonna act like that as the middle child. And then just pure stubbornness. They're gonna do what they want to do.
You hit it on the head, cuz I'm I'm gonna have to get Big Sis a call. You see the names that we had.
I was like, who's Skeet? I'm like,
What's up, Big Sis?
no, because somebody that's not her.
I don't know.
Somebody say, hey, Bird, hey, cuz, and Leslie. I'm sorry, probably is her. I'm
Right.
sorry. I'm like,
I think that
who is
might be
that?
my brother's YouTube or something like that.
Okay.
The one I'm gonna whip up on the turntable was live. So no, cuz you really kind of hit that on the head. You did it a lot of times it's trauma. Um and it really happens to a lot of really is undeserving to most women. You know what I'm saying? When kids act like that, but you know, because sometimes the women always get the brunt of the of that versus the fathers. But
Because
like,
most of the time the mothers are around, the fathers are not.
very true. And I was going to say that it was either I was going to say that and either because the father handling right there. So, but so from here, as children grow, they may develop values or beliefs that conflict with their parents, leading to tension. Even well-meaning parents may act in ways that hurt their adult children and make it hard to communicate. Parents with a growth mindset can learn from their mistakes and better connect with their adult children. Sometimes I think that's pretty hard because sometimes even the older kids get set in their ways. And then when they start thinking like, I'm grown now, I don't have to patch it up, or I'm grown now, this should have been fixed a long time ago. But a lot of times it's not the father or the mother can fix it. Sometimes they need therapy, or sometimes it needs to be family therapy.
But when you say you can't fix it, but guess what? It takes one thing to happen in life and they run back home.
Yep.
Them getting a domestic situation and need your financial help or need to move back. You got a lot of grown ass people living in the basement, living with their parents, living here, living there. I would rather work 2 jobs and live home with my parents because I like a certain level of privacy. People say you ain't got no privacy when you're in their homes. So guess what, Puddin'? I ain't fitting to be here. Even when I travel, I don't stay at my parents' house. I stay in the hotel and do what I want to do.
Mm-hmm.
But take one instance, one need, one level of support. Or they see you on your deathbed and now you think you need to repent for all the smart mouth crap you said or things you've done. Because now you know that person, especially your mother typically will be the one in your corner till your dying day as a parent. We the ones always come back. Not saying that fathers don't, but I'm saying most of the time it is the mother. And when you see that Mother's Day and gone, funeral home, and nobody else is here to take the brunt of your crap like your mother or to help you like your mother, yeah, it can be traumatic.
And let me tell you something, mothers are golden. I'm gonna tell you that.
What if it's reversed though, and your mother is coming to you because she needs help?
Well,
okay, and that's your job as a child to the. Now, I ain't say help her be a crackhead. I ain't say nothing like that. But there will come a time where you may become the parent role, meaning the authoritative role or the person with a sphere of responsibility when they're parent don't. I'm in that situation. My mom is in a critical care situation. So I'm the parent. I gotta chop her because she being smart or whatever she doing. So now I'm the parent and she cousin back and I'm like, oh, we talk to you will say the opposite.
That's what I'm going through, yeah.
But they say twice a child and once an adult.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. I feel like I'm dealing with a teenager with my mom.
Listen, wait if she ever had, or some of us gone through parents who've had health issues, and then you got to figure out power of attorneys and finances and how to pay bills, and the medical people call you, and you still got a job, and you on your job, and you on the thing. Listen, it's a lot in being an adult caregiver.
Mm-hmm.
It's a lot, and people expect you to be the responsible one always. Some of us are always the go-to. I know Crete is a big, I ain't tooting his horn because he get on my nerve. He's a big go-to in his family. He's a big go-to. So when you're a big go-to and people want you to help them, they know who to go to. Let's say you got a sibling and you know your sibling is a jackass, but they know you're going to be compassionate, Leslie. They're going to come to you first. They're not going to go to the one they know going to chop off them at the head. Say between you and Crete, we were siblings. I wouldn't go to Crete first, depending. But if I need sympathy or I want empathy, I want somebody to woo me, I'm going to go to Leslie because I know that's your personality. You go to Crete, he going to look just like he looking at you now.
Well, you know what? You know what? Too, like I get a mixture with my sisters because y'all know I got a bunch of sisters and stuff like that. So I be catching it. Me and my brother be chill, whatever, but I catch it from my sisters and stuff like that. So and I love them to pieces.
That's hilarious.
But now, how about unresolved emotional strain? That right there is definitely something to deal with, and definitely something, if you can fix it, fix it. You know what I'm saying? So strained emotions between parents and adult children can occur for many reasons, such as differences in values, conflicts over past events, or struggles with letting go of old roles and dynamics. These strained emotions can lead to stress, anxiety, and relationship issues for both parties. Let me tell you. Now,
Hmm.
do you guys, if y'all are going through that with family members, right? One thing that always kills relationships is unresolved past. I've seen how it worked with a couple of times, and all these people have a lot of the same. Like, and I ain't saying I'm not gonna say people. I'm gonna say families. Sometimes have some of the same characteristics. It's almost identical, and it's weird. And it's just like I've noticed if there's an issue going on in the family, and like say for instance, like I know of a guy who's the father would always start situations with his kids. He on this one this day, and then 3 days later he on this one, then 2 days later he on this one, right? But they'll say, "Hey, I'm not even talking to him," but then next thing you know, he'll pop back up, and when he pops back up, all he knows a snakish way to sneak back in and start talking to him. But when he start talking to him again, they'll start talking and like ain't nothing happened. You understand what I'm saying? And they leaving things unresolved. And that's the worst because it builds up, builds up, builds up. Come on. Like I'm so glad that I don't go through that or I don't experience that with my family. I've seen it.
Well, it's a sense of guilt
Mm-hmm.
because people got that old mentality. I may be having a stressful relationship with my father, and I don't want to not answer, and then something should happen, and then I'm going to really feel guilty. We hear that a lot. We see it in commercials, we see on social media. They always do the guilt factor. Instead of saying, well, he was wrong, it doesn't matter. That's your parent. That's what people say. It doesn't matter how wrong that parent is. Just because they are your parent, you supposed to accept everything they put out in the world. If they used to whip you, sexually abuse you, and let people molest you, you're supposed to forgive your mother for allowing, let's say your daddy was doing that to you. You're supposed to forgive people, and not let them have onus on what they did and their actions towards you.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of people don't have onus to their crap, and they expect for other people just to bypass having onus to other people's crap and to move on like it never happened. But in hindsight, in 2020, because that wasn't resolved or was allowed to happen, it changed that other person's life tremendously. Being sexually abused, can't be in a decent relationship, constantly being irresponsible for when you become a parent. It's a lot to go along with that, and it's generational. But when we gonna break the cycle? And then people say, "Oh, well, I was abusing it. Oh, well, you shouldn't do that because you know." But if I haven't learned the ways to not do things like that or to be a decent person, of course I'm not gonna be able to be a decent person because I haven't learned those traits or saw it in action.
I'm going through so much with my mom right now. Like, I don't even know her anymore.
Mm-hmm.
She's 77, and it's like she's a different person.
Or she could be the same person. It's just you grew differently.
That's
Or
true.
your lens of seeing your mom could be different because you're now a mom and your lenses are different with your daughter. So she could be in the same way. It's just you were so busy with your life stuff, you didn't see the older years. Even if she was a certain way, it's gotten a little bit because they're getting older, a little bit more spicier as they get aged because you was too busy being a mom who getting spicier with your age.
Well,
And
it's
you're
like
dealing
you
with
said,
something that is progressive.
Absolutely.
right? Like you said, the roles reverse. So it's like I get frustrated sometimes. I'll be like, Mom, I just we just discussed this 10 minutes ago. And you know,
Is she not remembering the conversation or she go back to it?
no, she doesn't. She's always preoccupied. She started dating again. Yeah, at 77. And she wants to discuss things with me that I don't want to hear about.
Such as, give us an example. I'm nosy.
She said, "I'm about these streets."
Like something that she did with a man. I mean, I'm like, I don't want that.
But so you may want to hear it so you can guide her either to another direction, or she may just want to, she may not know where to go to find out information.
Yeah,
So
she wants.
because you're in the
Yeah.
world today,
Hmm.
she may want you to help guide that situation.
Hmm.
So I'm gonna say this to anybody that's a caregiver, a person having issues, you need therapy.
Oh,
You
I
need to
know.
seek therapy
I
because
have. Yeah. No, I do get therapy.
oh, okay.
I'm in
Well, make
therapy
sure you
because
tell those topics to your therapist.
I'm in therapy because of both of my parents.
Okay, there's nothing wrong with that.
Oh. Some
Well,
further.
let's say this. Let me clean that up. You're in therapy for things that happen because of your parents, but not because of them. Because you're choosing to let it manifest in you to the point where you need therapy. You haven't let it go. So don't
Mhm.
say because of your parents, it's because of things that happen that influence you to need extra support and self-care in reference to that. Because you haven't
Well,
dealt with it, like Crete was saying, dealt with it, and it's still manifesting in you that it's influencing how you're living, loving, and learning in your life. And it's hindrance to you.
how do you let go of things that happened to you that changed you as a person from the time you were a child? Like,
You can't change
I'm
it back.
working on that.
Yeah, you can't
Hmm.
change it back. You can't go back.
Mhm.
Can't change it. Only thing you can do is create a plan of how you're going to positively move forward. Even though we have scars from marriages, families, situations, jobs, you keep harboring it. Why? What is that doing for you now? What is that doing for you now?
Nothing, nothing but I am not the same person I was before. Like, I didn't deal with it until I was an adult. I never
Mm-hmm.
told anybody that my dad abused me.
Okay.
And until I was an adult, I started talking about it.
Mm-hmm.
So, how do you get past that? How do you? I know I'm in therapy. I'm still.
I was
It's
great.
something
Say
I just.
you're already in doing the right thing. Get into
Mm-hmm.
therapy,
Yeah,
and those professionals will help you through it. Shouts out to DJ Excel in the building. What's going on, my brother? Um,
but
yeah,
anyways, yeah,
no, no, go ahead.
my dad. My dad's not in my life. My mom is. My mom's always been my rock. She's a great person, but as she gets older, it's hard to deal with some of the things that are, like I don't know. You probably know, Sweet Mama G, if you're.
Oh, listen, I'm every day. I cried every day last week just to be open and vulnerable. I don't think I cried this week. I think I was a little too busy this week. I'm always busy, but sometimes when you sit and relish in those thoughts about your parents and their behavior, it can trigger emotions because a lot of
Mhm.
times you don't know what to do or you got your own stuff. And then when somebody add their stuff on top of your stuff, the weight can be overbearing to the point where I
Mhm.
ain't got time to deal with no man and his crap. I'm dealing with somebody's that's important to me more than a man on the street, my parents. So I
Right.
know right now I ain't good to be with nobody because it's work, because you gotta pay the bills. I don't know if I'm gonna have either one of my jobs because of the man come June. And now I'm being a caregiver. I can't get no
Mhm.
attention to yo, boo. Come on, let me I don't want to no. I'm rubbing Big Gay and icy hat on my own feet because I gotta go. Or people ask, "Oh, you're not on a podcast?" No. Only reason I'm on tonight because I took me a nap. I fell asleep, y'all, after I ate my little chicken wings because I had a full 2 days with blessings, and I want to make sure they stay positive. But no, I'm not gonna be on the podcast, and I'm real with that. I'm not. I'm not gonna be on here every show. I'm not gonna be show up for sorority events like tomorrow. I ain't going out my house on Monday because I got stuff I need to do. I have to prioritize me when you get the time. You can be caregiving your
Right.
mom, but you gotta take that time. I done told y'all, I'm a boundary type person. I was home last weekend. I was home for 5 days, not this week, Pat, but the previous week. But I had boundaries. I ain't staying here all day at the facility. I'm going to get my food at the Moe's Seafood, and I'm going to sit down. People
So
involved.
let me ask you this, cuz. So you
That's
said
right.
you ain't leaving out till Monday.
Yep.
All right. So the way you pronounce Monday was Munday.
It is. It's Monday, and I'm from Baltimore. Like people say, Doug and his dog.
Right.
I don't
was
have to have my accent on, my professional accent. I've been doing it all day. I'm tired.
I
Now I'm
was
just
trying
being
to,
regular old SMG.
yeah, I was trying to explain to people, like listen to us. First, I couldn't tell if somebody was from Baltimore, because that's that's us. But now I can hear us.
Monday, Tuesday,
Yeah.
yeah.
And they be
But
calling us
it's a certain, so
you.
a lot of people in our age group, especially where we have parents that are still alive. If your significant other don't understand that you may have to put time and energy to make sure that your parents are put in a safe place during this vulnerable time in their life, then you don't need them. If they don't understand the level of, yes, I still am committed to our relationship together, but my parents, none of us gonna be here forever. But if you have and even with friends, if they don't understand, you don't have time to go to the bar, the happy hour, the club, to talk to them on the phone, because you need a peaceful moment to yourself, because your parents are cussing you out. My mother got a spicy mouth, and my cousin know it. She been spicy since she was born. It's gotten worse because of the aging process. And I have to sometimes take that on chin and be like, because I got the spicy mouth. I'm like, oh, that's my mama. Hold up. Because I was going to give it to her. And I'm like, hold up. And sometimes I had to take myself out the equation and take a break and walk away or take a day or two, because I'm about to give it to, so I had to understand that's my mom. I'm not going to disrespect her. She's at the point where she doesn't consciously know what's going on for us, that situation. She just knows she's in pain. She doesn't have her independence. And people got to understand where you at. Like, I don't let my job influence. People like, you work, and then you working your life away, and damn, it's 20 years later. And you're like, well, what the hell did I accomplish but being a good plantation worker? But you didn't live in between. Live, learn, like, and I didn't say you got to be out here loving on people. However you feel, so you want to love on folk. Everything ain't always a sexual thing. Sometimes, a lot of time, it's somebody nurturing you through your peace. I'm gonna go back to Shem. The peace. We want the peace. And don't give me no hell, because I ain't finna got time for that. But like I said, for you, only enough is enough that you're gonna still relish in your past trauma. Because what is that doing for you on 315? What's gonna do you for 316? What are you gonna do different? You gonna keep let that manifest how you move in your life or how you deal with people?
No, I mean,
It's never gonna go away. Your trauma is never going to go away. The history of your trauma will never go away. The only thing you can do is progress in your enlightenment. You got to be enlightened. We all had some type of form of trauma, abuse, people not being around, but you can relish woman, and you're gonna miss those moments of happiness because you relished in the trauma for so long. You're gonna miss the little things. Like when I'm driving, I say, God, the sky's so blue and it's pretty. People, when you get a moment just to look at something so simple, you ain't got time for people to give you the unpleasantries of life. You're gonna start saying those them little nuggets become big nuggets in your being. Let me say that.
Now,
I agree.
it's funny that we're still talking about this, because it is a deep situation, and it's happening more often than we think. So some further powerful issues can lead to strained emotions between parents and adult children. As children grow up and develop their own identities, they may develop values or beliefs that conflicts with those of their parents, leading to leading to disagreements and tensions. Old conflicts or traumas that were never fully resolved can resurface later in life and cause later in life and cause tension between parents and adult children. Another big source of unresolved emotional strain between parents and adult children is a pattern of poor communication, which can lead to misunderstandings and hurtful arguments. And boy, is that true.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Um, it's hard sometimes trying to keep a balanced, steady conversation with people that have unresolved, uh, emotional situations like traumas and all that. So it's like you said, Miss Leslie, of what you're dealing with. I mean, if you think about it, this is how it turned around to be. Our parents born us, take care of us, and you live long enough, and you have to return the favor. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Yeah. My mom lives alone, and I tried to call her all day. Like, she did not answer her phone. And she's always got, oh, well, I set it down and then I didn't know where I had it. And, the ringer was turned down. So it's just like, it's impossible sometimes.
Did she have company?
It's frustrating. It's frustrating
Yes.
because my mom do the
It's
same thing, and sometimes she don't want to be bothered. Just like you have a life and you
Yeah.
don't want to be bothered. Maybe you may be doing the same thing to your daughter and don't realize it.
Yeah, but the thing is, my mom is a fall risk and she's all these things, so we have to keep an eye on her. And I know that she wants her space, but at the same time, you want to make sure she's safe.
But you said she got a man and dating, so she falling on that man. She ain't worried about you.
I knew you was gonna say that, cuz.
She falling on the man. I mean, she probably in good hands.
Is it anything specific that she's falling on, cuz?
Hey, it
You
definitely
This
might
is
be
my mom.
hard times. We don't know.
yeah.
This is my mom.
Gee. Hey. All right. So like I said, that's something that we all have to pay attention to. And also if you can if you know a friend and you see it, sometimes people don't recognize what we're talking about as far as things.
Mhm.
But sometimes if you as a friend on the outside, sometimes you can say, hey, talk to them about it, and maybe you can open their eyes a little bit, and then maybe they can reach out to their siblings or parents or whoever so they can talk about things and open up a little bit better, and then maybe start seeking some type of therapy or whatever about it. But let's right now talk about how children are supposed to treat their parents, right? When children honor their parents, it shows that the child respects them. Respecting parents involves listening to what they say and what they teach them. Um, and they will want them to, obey them like they would obey God, just about. So that's why, like, I just had this conversation in reference to especially young men respecting their moms. You know what I'm saying? That's a very serious situation. So uh, you know, I would say, I mean, a lot of us young men, if we have those issues like that, we need to check ourselves. You know what I mean? Have you, Shimmy? I can't really picture you having those type of issues with your mom because y'all had, a bond. I mean, you speak good on her all the time. So, have you ever had a situation like that happen?
Based on what? What kind of situation?
Like, where you and your mom have very tension like conversations, or do you guys get
Nah,
pretty well?
nah, we get along pretty well.
That's good.
So my mom was really strict, really strict. I mean, I would say a little borderline mean, but she was super strict. But one thing I give her credit for that I don't see a lot of parents do, because parents are so focusing on my child gonna be the best, and I'm gonna coddle my child and I'm gonna protect my child. My mom allowed me to be me. She knew I was a good. She knew I was a good person, So all she just wanted to do was like just taper, just pretty much just polish what rough edges I did have. But for the most part, she let me be me. If I wanted pets, if I wanted to build something, build a tree house, build a basketball goal, she was she would let me do that. She would allow me to be me and be supportive of that for the most part. And a lot of parents these days they have these guidelines and these agendas how they want to direct their children. And a lot of children they don't want to hear that shit. They want to do what they want to do. They got so many distractions, so many influences. They got the phones. They got the school classmates. They got the people on the block at the liquor store. They got so many distractions. And then it's hard for people to walk alone and be themselves. So these kids out here, I was never a follower. And for my mom, for me to never be a follower and my mom to allow me to be myself, that was awesome.
Yeah, it seems like she had a good balance with you, and that I think that was pretty dope. Definitely pretty dope. What up, XL? So we speaking on the respect of parents. Um, how would you describe your relationship? And I'm gonna go like you and your mom.
We can't hear you,
Can't hear
XL.
you. Yeah, he'll come back on. So yeah, because that, like I said, that is a serious situation. And now now
That's why I brought it up that day. Remember, I said that's a topic we need to have because a lot of times, and I hate to go off Crete to this, a lot of times you get a lot of women, and I'm not gonna say which demographic, which group, they will talk to a man, a grown man, a stranger, any kind of way, and their son is talking to them any kind of way. And that baffles me. They'll sit up there and disrespect the grown man, count his pockets, try to shame him, denigrate him, sully him, and that's her same son at home treat her like shit. So I'm trying to figure out where's the disconnect at, because that's what's really going on out here. That same son that she provided for, she went out the way for the extra 20 miles for. He don't show her no respect. She probably can't have no other man around but his daddy. His daddy probably don't want to be around. But let her see some average working man in the street, and the first thing she want to do is shame him, count his pockets, disrespect him. But she got a son at home who don't give a damn about it.
wow, ain't that the truth? That's definitely the truth. So XL, you want to answer that question?
Want to repeat the question for me?
Basically, we were speaking on parents, children and parents, whether they're adults or young children, in how they treat their parents, and especially the mom. So what I did was I asked you, how's the relationship with you and your mom?
Well, me and my mom, me and my pop. I mean, my parents been together my whole life, so our relationship is Gucci. Like it took me until I got older to really start respecting, not necessarily respecting, but having conversations with my people. Like I was always outside when I was younger, and I went and started doing my own thing as a teenager. So like it wasn't a thing where it was like by my rules, by my rules type stuff. You know what I'm saying? But it took until me to get into my 20s to really, have a real. I mean, I always loved my parents, but it took me to get in my 20s to have a strong relationship with my parents, like be able to talk to them about things and get them to understand things that that I was doing when I was younger. You know what I mean? Even when it came down to like the illegal stuff and the military and all that kind of stuff. Like it took me till I got older. Like to this day, I'm in my 40s. I still don't cuss around my parents. You know what I'm saying? I don't. It's the things that I don't do around my parents. Like my parents know I drink. They know I smoke. I think my parents seen me drink like twice.
Hmm.
I try to keep certain things away from them because I'm still looking at it as though like I'm their child. So even though I'm not a child, I'm their child. So respectfully, I give them the respect of being a parent. You know what I'm saying? Other things that I have in my life, they they made exceptions for my behalf. Like my father's father passed away. My father's father was a Muslim. My father's not a Muslim. But my father's father, my grandfather passed away. We had to go make a journey all the way to North Carolina to, bury my grandfather. My father showed respect to my religion by going to the masjid, taking his shoes off, attempting to make salat during the time when it was time for me to make prayer. It's Ramadan right now. My mother, she sends me a happy Ramadan meme, message respectfully because they know that's my lifestyle. So as long I respect them because and also they respect me as being a person. So my relationship with my people was all like I love my parents. You know what I'm saying? Like they my hearts. Like whatever they need, I'm gonna try to do for them. You know what I'm saying?
And that's what I'm talking about. The epitome of parenting and childhood. You know what I'm saying? Because I look back, at my parents too, and it's just like I always loved and respected them. But it seems like as I got older, I loved and respected them even more and even deeper. So because that relationship was valuable. And I'm glad that I came up that way with them. Because you don't get that a lot, if anything, you start learning about a lot of situations where people were not in good positions with their parents or with their kids or whatever. So, but um, now, so I mean, I know we've been on here. Well, actually, just at about an hour and a half already. Let me ask, by any time, anybody have a topic that y'all want to touch real quick, by chance?
I mean, I'm late to the party, so
Yeah.
I have no input.
Okay. Let's ask the birthday guy, Jim Dog. I know you got. I know you got. Matter of fact. As a matter of fact, you had sent me something. I think it was yesterday, and I meant to hit you back about it. Hold on. Where's it at? Hold on one second. You know what I'm
You
talking about?
stay,
Don't you?
you stayed there.
Yep. I say because I meant to hit you about it, but what it was that it was Chris Brown. It was about Chris Brown. That.
Hold
And,
hold on, before you go any further,
go ahead.
Chris Brown. I always thought, hey, everybody loved Chris Brown, no matter what happened between him and Rihanna, and him being with the Crips and the Bloods, and remember him charging to take
Look,
photos with him. Everybody loved Chris Brown. Now go ahead.
All right. So you said that to say, and I guess we'll find out after I read this. It says, a married man is a dead man walking at the mercy of his wife. I can never get married for any reason. Chris Brown. It says, I don't think marriage is meant for men. Any married man is a finished man. I understand what marriage is and and that's why I can never get married. Marriage is a scheme where men go in for love while women go in for money. And the moment a woman gets the opportunity, she divorces you and leaves with 75% of everything you ever worked for. Being involved is something only men feel for women these days. Women only feel for the money. I'm at a place in my life where the only people I wanna people I wanna be around. I'm gonna add be around in is my kids and my mom for the rest of my life. I can never get married because I know it'll end with divorcing and losing everything I ever worked for. all my life. Now,
Wow, that's nice.
you said that's what?
That's nice.
Okay. So let me
No.
ask this. What do you think about what he said? Because true or false? And I'm gonna just ask this, and all I want is true or false.
What's the question?
What I just read is Chris Brown. What he's saying, true or false?
That's his truth.
Okay. How about you, Miss Leslie?
That's his truth, but he must have been burned pretty bad to have those feelings.
Literally and figuratively.
Okay. Shem Dog.
When it's it's true when there's money involved, but it's gonna be hard to a woman to love a man that's broke or an average earner. So it is what he's saying. It is definitely true when money is involved. But if a woman accepts, she's willing to belittle herself, and she's willing to slum and step down, and she's willing to date an average guy and marry an average guy, then it's not true. But he's speaking from a position of power, of financial grace. So it is true for him.
Okay. XL.
Like as Sweet Mama said, it's his truth. Like the average dude like myself, as of right now, I'm not at a position that I can say that I got 7, 8 figures, 9 figures in the bank. Now with Chris Brown, if he doesn't have somebody who was with him from the beginning before he was Chris Breezy, anybody who meets him and who dates him knows he got bread. So what's going to be that? What other? I mean, I don't know how women look at him being red bone dancing ass dude, but if they look at him and they don't see him like super attractive, but they see his wallet is attractive, their mindset is definitely going to be, oh yeah, he got money, I'm with him. And then that's what it is. So like, see, I'm saying it's his truth. Like I don't, as far as what Shim Dog said, what Shim said, a woman quote unquote slumming down to talk to an average dude, somebody who it's a lot of women out here married. It's a lot of married people out here in this world. There's a lot of women out here that's happy, broke, rich, all that. And I know some women who make good money who got dudes that's making average. What makes you happy is what makes you happy. So at the end of the day, it's like, all right, yeah, Chris Brown got bread. So yeah, when you get to a point where you got a lot of money, it ain't too much you can say, oh yeah, I'm gonna find me a most of these quote unquote power couples don't last because they're in the limelight. Most of these other actors and something had a woman with them, or rappers, or singers, or entertainers, whoever. They had a woman with them from the beginning before they had all that. They still married. They good. They happy. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, if you at a financial level, especially that financial level, and you meet somebody that you want to talk to, you always going to have that fear in your heart of like, does she want me or does she want my money? So like Mama said, it's his truth. It ain't everybody's truth, but it's his truth.
Okay.
I would much rather have a man's time than money. I mean,
Uh,
yeah,
uh, uh, uh,
money.
uh, uh, You said you want to stay at home. He ain't gonna have time to stay at home with you.
Well, I mean,
Thank you.
I'm willing. You know what?
Hey, I keep receipts. I have to keep receipts on the show. I keep the
I
receipts.
am not afraid to work. I'm just saying. I'm saying that money is not everything.
Well, you know
Money's not
what?
everything.
I'm gonna say this, and I don't know him from a can of paint. I just know that he's a entertainer. He has a lot of hit songs. Um, and I'm gonna say that he's probably about right in his situation. I could easily see uh, Chris Brown getting married, and maybe 5 years later, he's divorced and getting taken. Uh,
Well, he can be alone and he can throw his money on the bed and roll around in it, you know?
yeah, he can. But guess what?
well,
It ain't disappearing by the hands of the law and no other girl.
Miss Leslie, there's
Hmm.
a little secret that men don't. Most men can be alone. They just don't want to be alone. But most of them can. Most men can be alone, but they don't want to be alone.
And that's true. And my baby sister here said that's his truth, along with his preference of females. Now, good point right there. And I'm gonna tell you why. His preference of females. I was just speaking on something like and hopefully I'll get him on the show um uh maybe next week or whatever about a breakup. But let me just not pinpoint on him. So it depends on the type of a woman you pick. Because I mean, but it's still hard now. It's still hard
Yeah.
because a lot
Once
of women can just say, you know what, I'm gonna do it just because I can, just because the law will allow me to do that. But there are some women out there that are just not into it. And it's like I'm in it for you, but that's a very rare situation. That's
But look who he dealt with. He had a Rihanna who's now a billionaire. He don't date anybody on that level. They're regular women,
right.
regular mixed Hispanic, whatever they want to look like women.
Hmm.
They're not on her level. He has not had a baby with a woman on his financial or celebrity level. I don't. He might mess with him on the back end, but I haven't seen him even on a red carpet with nobody but his kids. But you also got to think about Chris Brown's background. He came from a um, family where his mother was being domestically abused by, I think it was his father or stepfather. I can't remember if it was. And she had to escape that domestic abuse. So when he threw his mama in, he felt as though because of the traumatic experience, and I think his mom is his manager, he's going to forever take care of her.
Hmm.
So if I'm forever taking care of my mother has moved into the position of being my woman. That's what that is. So
Yeah.
he can't have another woman that's going to try to outrule his mother. Because remember, it's husband and wife, then your children, then your mama.
Hmm.
She's not going to be in the top anymore. Because once another woman, he's not going to have another strong woman come in. He got these other wet head looking girls, wherever they are. Ain't nobody coming there aggressive or they have their own or they're entertainers. Not at all. They're we want to call regular people or nobody, whatever you want to call it, non-celebrity folk.
Okay. Baby sister also said she didn't say she needed all of his time, even has boundaries in separating work and quality time. But the only thing about guys like that, they don't even have quality time.
It's just
When you
time.
go and you have some of these guys, they may let's say if he has a mansion, he ain't been in that mansion in 3 months, and then after a while, I mean, because I see it all the time, like most of these guys are actually not even living in the homes because they got, let's say, a basketball player. They're out training camp and getting sent over here to play and this that. They're barely there. And then next thing you know, towards the end, when they not as hot anymore, they might get a little time to live in there. But then when the money start rolling in like how I was, the next thing you know, they got downsized. You know what I'm saying? It happens like that. So a lot of times these guys don't even have that type of time as far as quality time or whatever. So it's I mean, I think a lot of women don't know what they're in for when they deal with certain.
it's hard to get both. It's hard to get riches and time. It's hard to get it. I promise you. And you want to add loyalty on top of that? Oh, good luck with that.
Well, the other thing too is that women that are looking for guys like that, I don't think they know what's in store for them and what they're gonna have to do to even stay
They
in.
know.
I mean, it's some of them think that they're
They
gonna meet
know.
guys and they're gonna send them shopping all the time. They're gonna do this all the time. Some of them are not even capable of keeping a guy like that. You know what I mean? And then sometimes they might look at it like it ain't even worth trying to keep a guy like that. So, it's one of those things, but I can say that I mean, if that's how he feels about it, I mean, I can't blame him. You know what I mean? Because the law works against him if he did get married and end up the marriage not working. A lot of times, he's going to be the one that have to bite the dust in the worst way. So, but
I mean, you see what's going on with Iman Shumpert right now.
no, what happened?
You know, him and Shorty got married. I got divorced,
Mm.
and she got like 7 of his houses, 3
See,
cars. But that's a celebrity status situation. So
just
if,
what Sweet Mama was talking about.
so it's like pretty much a thing where, like I said, it's we don't know those problems because we're not in that tax bracket. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Right.
I would love to have them problems. I would love to have rich people problems. I think I'd be the happiest person in the world. So I gotta pay y'all 100 million. I look at my bank account and see I got 2 billion in there. Keep that.
See, now here's the thing though about that. Okay, I forgot her name. But Iman Shepherd's wife, I forgot her name.
Tayana
Tiana
Taylor.
Taylor.
Tiana Taylor.
Yeah. So say like that. Now you would think that okay, she got stuff going on herself. She ain't gonna want to go and do all that to him. Oh yes, she do. And yes,
Why
she
wouldn't
did.
she?
Huh?
Why wouldn't she?
So why would Chris Brown get married?
Listen, I ain't harping on that. Listen, some of us in our age may not want to get married with that mess.
But that's what I'm saying. Especially here in the United States, it's twisted. It is very twisted. My baby sis also said, and from what you read, he said he only wants to be around his mom and kids, and I don't blame him.
And
I don't.
so did if you listen to what's my little boyfriend from Houston, Slim Thug. Some of his music say that he only want to be around his mom and his kids because everybody else has turned it back or used him.
And see, that's how it is
So
sometimes. You
she
know what I'm
kind
saying?
of just you become conditioned because people only want, and it's not just females want to be around you. You got a lot of male groupies.
Yeah.
They want to be your friend or they fake friends.
And they get over on you too.
And guess what? Too bad, too bad.
Man,
Guess
listen, that
And
goes on a regular basis. Come on now, Creep. You DJ just as much as I have back in the past.
mhm.
How many people popped up that you knew, but all of a sudden when they realized you was popping, all of a sudden now it was like, yo, what's going on? How you been, man? Blah, 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 blah. And you know how many times if an artist is coming to Baltimore, all of a sudden I'm getting random DMs and text messages.
Right.
Yo, bro, how you been?
And it
So
be
so
dudes.
you going to the Method Man concert?
Right. That's what we was talking about. That's what a chick would do, but now the dudes.
oh, the dudes are
Like
groupies. They groupies hard.
groupie and just like that.
Don't be
So
surprised if they bending hard either.
right. Yeah. Ooh, ooh
Ain't
They
wee.
got
have
nothing to do
become
with
the
that.
new bitch.
Um now baby sis also said I was commenting on what Miss Leslie said when she stated that she'd rather have time than money. We all can achieve a balance. And that's true.
Right.
That's true. A balance can be achieved, but unfortunately, with a lot of uh, these females that can't acquire balance, and they think that that's the way to go. Is why can't you just? When the last time y'all heard somebody get divorced and they just divorced?
Oh, you
Me?
gonna find an issue. You have to find an issue or it's invalid. The
No,
union is gonna be
he talk
invalid
about
or
based off.
and
He talking about based off.
irreconcilable about what
irreconcilable
differences.
but see, here's the thing. What I'm saying is they got the
Don't want nothing.
and and they left with what they came with.
Yeah, yeah. It'll never happen.
That's you, Cuzzy. But here's what I'm saying.
I did too.
I did.
I mean, and that's commendable of you. But let him had $100 million.
Again, you gotta know who you dealing with.
But see, you know what, cuz I know, and I knew you was gonna say that, and I know
who you dealing with.
you'd probably have to pack a pistol every day.
Listen,
I get it.
Or did he have
pistols,
that money
bombs.
and did he have that money and you've been married for 30 years? Or, it depends on, there are a lot of things that it depends on too.
See, Cuzzy,
It's his money.
she's saying that from a point of view that it just don't even matter. It's just not even worth it, is what she's saying. And I
Yeah.
know why she's saying that. But yeah, so but unfortunately that's how it goes, you know what I mean? And usually people who don't have as much money is better off. You know, I mean the divorce
I
still
don't
is
want
bad.
no rich people problems. I don't.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
you know,
I can keep up.
when you got money, oh, you get ate up. You get ate up. And that's what and I get it. And plus, like I think it was my little sister said, his choices will will not, you know what I'm saying? His choices are going definitely, it's almost like he can't help from getting one of them that won't do it. Every last one that he picked would probably do it.
Well, the problem is the fact that even if he go to Malaysia or Thailand or he pick Keisha out the projects, once they live comfortable for so long, once the wife live comfortable for so long, and then y'all get a divorce, she gonna want to keep that comfort, that same comfort level. She ain't gonna wanna lose that. You can't throw her back to the streets like that.
But
So you can do a
Is that
prenup.
because
guess what though? Here's the problem. When these courts in America start showing them that, okay, just because you want to keep living like that and you get divorced and you want to keep living like that, no, you should have stayed married and not try to rip them for money or whatever. Make them stay married. If that's what you want, stay married. If not,
Yeah.
leave what you can.
Yeah. Yep. Yep. Now that's fair.
Right. And baby sister also said, y'all just forgot about the topic last week, Smollett divorce.
No,
And actually, I didn't forget it. It's because, but let's give the percentage of how many men win it versus women. It won't it does not even you can't match it up. But she's right. Men do win it too. And me personally, I can't do it. I think Shimmy said he can't do it.
I was telling you
I've
about
had
Kelly
money.
Clarkson husband.
Huh?
He get $250,000 a year. Kelly Clarkson ex-husband, not a year, a month.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
$250,000 per month.
That's ridiculous. Like I just can't do it. Like, dude, just walk.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Just walk.
I've had money and I don't have money now. I mean, I don't know. It's just, I think there are more important things than money. I know money is important, but it's not everything.
They got you for the money, Miss Leslie.
Hey, Ms.
My
Leslie,
ex-husband, yeah,
what's more important than money?
love.
Oh God.
Does it okay? So love is more important than money.
In my opinion, yes.
Okay. So why does it cost to have sex?
Doesn't
And love is free.
if you're with someone, it doesn't cost you to have sex.
Well, so why women put so many parameters on what you do for a living if love is free?
I'm not sure what I'm not sure what you're saying.
I'm saying why do women have set so many parameters about what you do for a living if love is free?
I didn't say love was free,
You
but
said it
like
don't cost nothing.
No, I just said love is more important than money to me.
Yeah, it
It's just
is
my opinion.
money's more important.
Baby sis also
You know,
said Halle
I
Berry X too. I think she's talking about was it John Bonet?
No, she had four of them.
Oh my,
Derek Jeter,
see that's what she
Derek
get.
Bonet, and the two white men, two whatever man. I don't know. Hispanic,
And
like whatever.
did all of them
Oh,
get her?
four. She paid alimony all four of them.
That's
All of them got
crazy.
her.
That's
Derek Jeter
crazy.
was the first one. He was abusive. I didn't remember she was married to no Eric Benet. Okay.
Who Derek Jeter? Married to who?
Halle Berry. That was her
Oh, you talking
first.
about David Justice.
Justice Jeter. Who else? Somebody played baseball. The little light skinned
David
guy.
Justice.
Justice. Thank you for the correction. I don't want to get sued. So yes, Dimples. Then she went to Eric Benet. Then the two men she had kids with, Olivia's, all Alabama, whoever and whoever. Then she paid child support to.
That is crazy.
She gave, what's his name, David Justice, a lump sum. I think Eric Benet got a lump sum because they didn't have any kids, but then the other two get the child supports and the alimonies.
But here's the thing about that as well. Now, something's wrong. I know we could say that something's wrong with the dudes, whatever. But something's got to be wrong. Why isn't she just getting a husband and they just staying married?
But not only that too, who's her damn attorney people that she could keep getting ganked out her money? Damn, you need to find whoever your attorney, because 4 times you done got ganked, something ain't right.
How-
You gotta remember what that old saying is. You point the finger one place, it's 3 pointing back at you. You
yeah,
can't be acting like Halle Berry's the innocent one. Halle
yeah,
Berry might have been out here getting lit.
that's what I'm
Oh
trying to
no, I'm
tell you.
not saying that. I'm talking about who's her damn attorney to the
Her
point that
attorney,
Well,
her,
she ain't have a prenup.
if I'm faithful,
well, was the law
and
was
you
the
out here cheating, I don't care who your attorney
her attorney was the law offices of Dern and Dern
You got that
is.
right.
because
things
huh?
things aren't the way they used to be. I mean, do you think our parents, when they were together for like 45 years, that they always had money, or they had to build up to that and they did it together? People don't do that anymore.
Let me ask y'all this on the panel and even in the comment section. Why do y'all think that relationships and marriages end up like this now? Like you said, they're not like they used to be. Why do y'all think so now?
People
What
aren't
are
willing
some
to
of
put in work.
that's one?
Because people live their life for other people. They worried about this the old thing, keeping up with the Joneses.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And see, that's where television, social media, and all that comes in that too. Because people get enticed by other things instead of staying in their relationship and being married and paying attention to their mate. Television always show like, oh, it's better over here, or
Was hot.
yeah, what's hot, and it really kills me too when they say this is the man of the year right here on the magazine. Says who?
Right.
And then they want
I
people
know
to adjust to what they said is the man of the year. It's crazy. Go ahead.
I know you all make fun of me because I say love, but that's what got people through a lot of things. And what if you're with someone and you lose them? Does money really matter? I mean, I don't know.
I don't think that they're making fun of you as far as you speaking love, because love actually is very powerful. And if there was no love in this world today, there'd be a lot of dead people. And I think we had spoke on that before. Like, love is needed just to exist.
Love is more important, but in certain cultures, Miss Leslie, love is not important at all. Love is uh uh uh, uh love is not in the vocabulary anymore in certain cultures. They ain't where you have the love of money, love staying out my way, love
Self
doing what
love.
I want to do,
But the
love doing what
funniest
I
part
want to
about
do.
that is, funny part about that is that as a lot of cultures are changing, more of these younger generations is more focused on who they want to be with more than who they're connected with.
Yeah,
And the only reason I
yeah,
speak on that is like my partner, he's from Yemen. They come up with that culture of the parents put this marriage together. I have friends, I have people in Indian culture. We put these families together. These days, a lot of these younger ones in their 20s and 30s, they don't want somebody who's a quote unquote power couple. They want somebody who they can be around. Love is important. Love is one of the key things. Like if I can't be around you longer than 30 minutes, yeah, 30 minutes. I'm like, yo, what the fuck am I doing? You know what I'm saying?
That's why love is needed. Definitely.
Exactly. Like I told my lady, I said, it's three B's. It's three women that you got to worry about: Jill Scott, Scissor, and Oprah. That's booty, breast, and bread.
Sweet mama.
Booty, breast, and
Thank
bread. That's it.
Right.
Now, if I get to that bread one, which is Oprah, oh, trust and believe, I'm gonna be one of them alimony motherfuckers. Like, you look, you gonna pay me, baby.
mm,
I'm
mm.
gonna have to deal with them crooked ass toes. You gonna have to pay me.
Yeah. Uh, Amber said, I understand what you're saying, Miss Leslie. Yes, I mean, and like I said, it's good that it's great that you speak that way because a lot of people don't, let me tell you why. Like a lot of times, love is not being spoken in existence, and especially in the way that you're using it, is because people growing up through generations are not experiencing love.
not at all.
You know what I'm
Some of them love shaming. They love denigrating. They love putting somebody down. They love counting somebody else's pockets. They love competing. They love flaw finding. They love comparing. They got all the love for the worst, for the wrong things instead of
so
true love.
you saying they're using love in a negative way instead of positive.
Exactly. It's a race to the bottom. Who can be the nastiest? That's what they in love with. A savage love.
Right. No, I get it. And you're right about that as well. But like I was saying too, a lot of people have not experienced love because you know what? Here's how deep this is. All of us, whether you're Christian or Muslim or whatever, we would think. Do you think who is everybody on here loves God, right?
Of course.
Okay, everybody. So we agree upon that. But right now, we looking at it like love God first, right?
Of course. That's the head.
Yeah.
Okay, but do you know that God wasn't the first that you loved? The first that you loved was your parents.
We're not gonna get into this discussion because it'll get extremely deep, but it's always gonna be the love of God first.
Yeah,
Because
no,
God
Yeah.
will breathe life into you.
That's until you learn to love God. He said, who was the first people
Right.
you loved?
But at the same time, as a kid, you don't understand what love is. You
But
understand
who was your
necessity.
protector in your eyes of you?
Yeah, you
Would have been your
understand
parents.
necessity. You understand this is a person that's feeding me, giving me somewhere to sleep. We don't know what love is.
A
yeah,
lot
but
of us
you
still don't
learn
know
it.
what God is either, and what
True.
the potential of God supposed to be in your life. A
Mm,
lot of times we don't manifest that until we are adults. And you
right.
know when we manifest a lot of that? When we have situations. When you out there being a hoe and sleeping with this one, or you got a girlfriend, you ain't ask God, is this the right one for me? No, you're not. Is this the right man for me? No, you're not. Should I buy this house? No, you're not. You doing what you want to do because you want to do it. You ain't ask God nothing about you want to sleep with Oprah's and Scissor and Jill.
Listen,
Ain't want to
hold on,
ask
hold
like
on. Don't be bringing Scissor, Oprah, and Jail into this conversation. They ain't got nothing to do with this.
Bruh.
but people
They
don't
got
say,
their
well,
own.
God,
They
should I
got their
make this
own separate
financial?
type of love.
Like, God, should I go to work today? No, we work it on our own accord. But we don't know what that means to us as children. God first.
Exactly.
No.
That's what I'm saying. It's like when you say, see, we don't understand love until we really understand certain things.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, yes, you're going to be a 5 year old saying, I love my mom. What is love? As a kid, you just think that's somebody who's taking care of you.
Right.
So, you don't really have that understanding of what God is and what actual love is until you understand what God is.
But it'll be your parents, most likely, being the
Mhm.
ones who teach you who God is.
And see, and that will not necessarily your parents, because everybody's parents is not going to teach you what God is.
Okay, well, how would they learn about God?
God is your own personal journey.
As an
Because
adult, you would.
because honestly, like when I say, like, I look at it like this, my parents are both Christian.
Hmm.
I'm Muslim.
Hmm.
That was my personal journey.
Okay.
And I took that journey at 13 because I started understanding and started asking questions. See, when a kid is in their adolescent stage, in their questioning everything stage, in their prepubescent stage, that's when they start to try to open up and try to find out certain things. You know what I'm saying? Like, unless it's something that's being forced on you, not necessarily forced, but it's something that's being brought to you on a regular basis. Like, you can have a mother who can say she's Christian, but she does unchristian like things. You can have a mother who's there playing church music every Sunday, but on Monday she's cussing out everybody. You know what I'm saying? You have to have that. That's your own personal journey. So when you're a kid and you're getting the quote unquote love of your parents, they love you because there's something that came from them in most cases. But when you're dealing with you trying to figure out what love is for you as a kid, you don't really understand that love comes in different forms. This is how it's brought to you. Some kids think that somebody loves you because they give you stuff.
Let me ask you this though: did you ever participate in any other religion before Muslim?
Yeah, I was Christian. Yeah, I was Christian,
Okay, so now,
Catholic, so to speak.
so that was your parents who took you to God,
Yeah,
but
they took me to church, but then like I said earlier, when I was in church, I had questions.
hmm
They trying to teach me all of this stuff, and I had questions that
hmm
they couldn't answer. So then I took my own personal journey to figure out who God is to me.
hmm
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
And that's what
I can.
gave me that. That's what gave me that journey of understanding that God was first, because God breathed life into me. So
I,
you know what I mean?
I get it, and that's what I'm saying. But before that, because my story is almost kind of similar. But it's almost kind of similar. But before that, trust me, it was your parents.
But it's all.
Most
But
of
it's
my
all.
family,
It's my parents, but it's also more than just my parents, because it's like, all right, during that time, I knew a lot of 5%ers.
Uh huh.
I knew Catholics. I knew Baptists. I knew Muslims. I knew all kinds of people from different walks of life. I'm talking about me personally.
Right.
So me looking at
most
saying,
of
yeah, my mom takes me to church. However, when I'm around these people, I'm saying, peace, God. What's today's mathematics?
Hmm.
Or when I'm around this person, it's none of that. Or when I'm around this person, I see them greet each other, "Assalamu alaikum, rahmatullah," and I'm trying to figure out what that means. And they're telling me, peace be your journey. You know what I mean? It's like I have to, as a youth, I had to understand what that meant for me.
Hmm.
And at
I
the same
can.
time, us growing up, we had people in the music industry that kind of influenced us to broaden our horizons to figure out different things. Everything wasn't always, yo, I prayed to God, Jesus, this, that, and the third. And everything wasn't Allah this, Allah that. We had to find our own way. But that's when as you get older and you start to progress as a human being, being adultish, that's when you open up your eyes to understanding what actually love is, because you have to find out where love comes from. Love comes within. So if you don't love yourself, how do you know if you love anybody else?
Most of my family are atheists. I'm the most religious person in my family.
Mm.
And I did that on my own, like Excel was saying. When I was a teenager, I started developing my own views.
And that's same thing with me. Like, a lot of times you have to build a relationship personally with our creator.
Right.
Exactly.
So that's what I'm saying. But you go through something else before that, before you start making that decision. You see what I'm saying? So I mean, I get what y'all saying, but just kind of think back to when you're young. It's definitely it goes that route until because even before you finding out that or feeling as though you got to build a relationship with our creator personally, before that, you might thought that you had to be a part of a congregation every Sunday.
Yo, keep it in the bad with you. My mom, I used to go to church on 22nd Street in Greenmount, St. Anne's Roman Catholic Church.
Mm,
My mom used to take me there every Sunday, and then Fridays she was on the choir, and I had to go down there and sit in the directory while they were doing choir practice.
mm,
Personally, when you talk about like you have to figure out certain things, when I was in church I was not the participating youth of that. I was in the back cutting up. I was taking naps on them hard pews. I was sneaking out of church, going across the street to Huckabucks, getting me quarter bags of candy, coming back in with the other kid. Yo, I got some penny candy. Yo, la, 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 la. We wasn't paying attention to nothing that was going on. So me going to church was just me going to church. It wasn't me being there talking about, yeah, I need to start praising and getting the Holy Ghost and singing along with the choir. I wasn't doing none of that. My mother was at choir practice. I was sitting outside the rectory, hanging around the neighborhood with the neighborhood kids.
hmm
Again, you have to find your own personal journey. I was cool with the fact that most of the people that went to the church that my mother took me to, they had kids that was my age. We were even though they came from different walks of life, because a lot of the funniest part is in the middle of East Baltimore, you had a lot of predominant families that went to that church. The Marches, the Apps, all these, and I'm sitting there around all these kids that's living out in good homes out. They got big houses out Woodlawn and Randallstown and Owens Mills, and I got to go back to Dutch Village or go around the Asheville Street and Tufton to Holbrook. You know what I'm
I
saying?
Dutch Village too.
You know what I mean? I'm 6604 Snowberry Court, right across the street from Northern.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? It's like, yo, you really can't say what actual love is until you understand love. You can't say what anything is until you can fully understand it. We as kids, we was in lust. We was seeing a young girl. Oh yeah, that's my baby. That's my girl. We in puppy love. But the whole time we didn't even understand the love. Yeah, so now we growing up and we end up in high school or middle school dealing with somebody that we think we in love with because we don't know what love is. We break up. Now you all walking around moping and sad because the girl broke your heart at 13, 14 years old. You don't even know what love is.
hmm
So, like I said, it's a give and take situation. Um, you people, it's a lot of people who don't. It's like trying to say that somebody knows the world and never been through the world. When you got people who and from East Baltimore never went to West Baltimore, who look at DC as going to being out of town. You know what I'm saying? Oh yeah, we went out of town this week. Where he was at? Oh, he was out DC. Nah, bro, that's still Maryland. You ain't out of town.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? How many people you know at your age, Crete, that probably only went to East Baltimore for business reason? They ain't never really been outside.
Yes,
They
sir.
from all they know was Emerson Village.
Right. There's a lot of people like that too,
Yeah.
unfortunately.
So
So,
like, people at a young age, you don't understand life yet. You
mhm.
know what I'm saying? So you can't understand love. You can't understand total being. Like I struggle with a lot of stuff in life. But when I look in the mirror, I look at the person I'm looking back at, and I'm like, yo, you's a fine motherfucker sometimes. You know what I'm saying? It's like, pardon my language. But it's like, yo, you gotta love you. And I love me. Don't look at me like, don't be rolling your eyes around, sweet mama Jake.
When I was a kid, we went to church once a year, and that was on Easter. I
And that
didn't
was
know
it.
what, yeah.
We used to go down the harbor.
Still,
We
yeah,
did too, but we used to push people in the water every now and again.
Yeah.
with your little Easter outfit.
So
my mom would take me to church. Everybody else got on suits and ties and hard bottoms. I got on Adidas sweatsuits or troop sweatsuits. Like, yeah, I'm going down volcanoes when we leave here. We're gonna go for the kiddie disco. I wasn't worried about church at all. I did not care nothing about what my mother was making me do.
right.
I chose to go make shahada. I chose to pray 5 times a day. I chose to be going through Ramadan. These are things that I chose to do. My parents, they may have gave me the blueprints, but I had to build the house. They may have said you need belief system. They may not have said those exact words. But with my mom's going to church, my pops ain't going to church. My pops was in the house sleep on Sundays.
Right.
But he worked every day. That's the church that I came up in.
Mm-hmm.
Like if you go look at the movie, what's the joint? Clara's Heart. That was Whoopi Goldberg and Neil Patrick Harris. That church scene they did. If you look around, you're gonna see my little apple head in one of the pews over there. They shot that movie at my church. I was a kid, and I was over. Everybody else doing church stuff. I'm over in the pew chilling.
Mm-hmm. Pokey,
You know,
happy birthday, Shimmy.
Shin dog, happy birthday! I ain't know it was your birthday.
Yeah.
Happy birthday!
Yeah.
Happy
So
birthday!
So, hey, it was another wonderful show. Good to see everybody. Good to see you, XL and Dagon. We had Skim Dog birthday today and every day. And we had good conversations. So we're going to be back on Sunday. I got to do this one little interview with an artist coming up, and then be back on Wednesday. But we're going to get things moving here on this channel even more with more new ideas and everything. So once again, we appreciate everybody that participated in the comment section and everything. We appreciate it. Also, we appreciate Cuzzy sharing with us her experience with the what was the name of that thing, Cuz?
Women's and Educational Leadership Conference.
Okay, yep. And we got a chance to bring in Shimmy Day with him the first. So, and I'm sure he's gonna have a wonderful weekend.
No Hollywood showers. No Hollywood showers.
Yeah, he ain't playing about showers, man. He changed his name to DJ Shower. Um, and we appreciate you coming on, Miss Leslie. And
Yes, Miss Leslie.
You want them
Yeah.
shout outs, cuz, or you gonna next time?
So thank you all for coming in to another Street Tactics Relationship with Crete and everybody on the panel. Thank you, Pokey Sue. Thank you, cousin Amber, cousin Leslie, with your 1,000 of different names. Piff Penny, 2.22 on Tuesday. Thank you, salute, Nate from upstate. Salute.
Blue.
Tiff Trey. Was she on? Miss Christina was on earlier. Did I see Miss Marla? No, that wasn't her. Who was that? Miss Leslie. We didn't have a lot of different, not on our side. I guess a lot of people were listening more than they were participating, but that's all right. We'll take you how it comes. So thank you all. Oh, Miss Marla. Miss Marla was on. She said, "Happy birthday, Shim. Have a great weekend. Be blessed. Hit you on the forehead for your birthday." And that was pretty much it on the platform we're on now for YouTube. But thank you all for coming in. Great show, great topics, a lot of great conversations to think about, to manifest in, and y'all be blessed. Ow.
Cuz, golly, I like it. Ow, you know what I'm saying? That's good. All right. So we will see you guys in a day or so. And it's always great to see y'all.
Sure, like to get a text message letting you know to look at the link. Sure, would like to see a text message.
Good night, baby sis. You know what, cuz I
No
was
comment. No comment.
I was texting you and
When?
on the way of trying to get in the show on, and then something happened.
Couldn't get on the link. I said, what kind of link is this? This janky link you sent
I
me.
know.
ain't work.
I had got. Guess what happened? So when I pressed live, the screen froze, and I was like, am I gonna move? And I just waited for a little bit, and then I just shut it
I
down.
was like, am I just sitting here? What's the problem? Then I had to go on my phone to look at YouTube. He'd be like, where my cousin at? And I'm like, trying to get on.
I know, my bad.
I was like, well, did it start? I was like, okay, what's going on?
My bad.
Technical difficulty.
I don't get the emails no more.
And then
So,
I made sure
my pink slip already. I said the last time I was on here. You didn't put my pink slip back in.
In there that time, so you couldn't even get me on that one.
Well, I don't know what happened. You had Miss Leslie and Miss Christina. I don't even know what kind of show that was.
When? Oh, the other day?
Yeah, I was like, what kind of show was this?
Brutally Honest Rap Show Wednesday.
Yeah.
Was that what that was? Oh.
Yeah, it was. I said I had to go because my special guest. I actually, it was kind of late, me hitting them, and I just said, let me get on to get this show done. So, but we gonna fix it, catch up on in a day or so. But once again, good night, everybody. Good to see y'all, and we are out. All right.